War Stories brought to you by Gary Gruner Chevrolet, Buick GMC in Madras.
1 out of every 7 Central Oregonians is a veteran. In our weekly War Stories series, we introduce you to the stories of Central Oregon war veterans, some who made it back from their war and some who didn't. Tonight, we introduce you to the story of a Vietnam War veteran from Bend named Mark Wirges.
I was born in Albion, Nebraska, August 25th, 1950. My second birthday, we moved to Bend. I went to school here at St. Francis, went to grade school there.
All I'm going to say is he livened up the class quite a bit. And we missed a few recesses.
I went to high school at Bend Senior High, which was the only high school in Bend in those days. My junior year, I quit and joined the Marines. When my friends started to all leave, I decided I was going to go too, as my father did and my uncles and grandfathers did. When I got to boot camp, it was wondering, what in the hell am I doing here? My first day in Vietnam, I didn't know anybody. I was scared to death, apprehensive about what was going to happen. The smells and the heat pounding on your psychic. We fired thousands and thousands of rounds. Either you were filling sandbags when you weren't doing anything or unloading ammo, or firing. And you could be firing. Some of those fire missions lasted all night. The 175 fired 90 pounds of powder behind a 120-pound projectile, and the 8-inch gun was about 35 pounds of powder behind a 205-pound high explosive round. The artillery pieces that we had were doing a lot of damage, and so we were a target. And in those fire bases, we'd have rockets and mortars showered in on us all the time. During the siege, they had B-52s flying over in Operation Arclight. They were dropping 1,000-pounders, protecting us around our perimeter continually, it seemed like. The explosions and dropping those 1,000-pounders 300 or 400 meters outside your perimeter was nerve-wracking. When I got home, some of my old friends that I grew up with that did not go, it kind of turned on us too, that we were less than because we went to Vietnam. So I kind of buried myself into work, and I was a masonry contractor here in Bend, and I was successful for 40 years.
Life with Mark it's been good. We've had our ups and downs. You do not blend a family of 5 children or 7 children together and not have it be some challenges. If God would have told me in the 4th grade that I was going to marry Mark Wirges, I would have called him a liar. But I'm very glad I did. We're pushing 25 years here, so something's worked right.
Would Red Zufelt, Jim Prentice, and Mark Wirges please come forward?
2 years ago, Bend High gave myself and 2 other veterans our diplomas, and it was fabulous. It was closure for something I didn't finish, and it was closure in those respects, and it was a great thing. And I really appreciate Bend High for doing that. It was important to me to finish that. I was 64 years old when I got my diploma. I believe my diploma means more to me than my Purple Heart. Now I have the time that I'm retired to be able to talk to veterans and to help veterans. If somebody needs help, I'll help them. If they need a tire changed, I'll go change their tire. If they need fed, I'll help them feed them, you know, and that helps me. I'm absolutely blessed.
We'd like to thank Mark for sharing his story, and a special thanks to our War Story sponsor, Gary Gruner Chevrolet Buick GMC in Madras, for giving us the time and resources to tell the stories of Central Oregon veterans every Monday night on Central Oregon Daily. We'll be right back.